Like I said, this is the Governor Westmore and Shorty story. The Governor Westmore and Shorty story. Y'all seen me in Annapolis yesterday. Y'all seen me with Westmore on numerous occasions in the last year and a half. I've been knowing Westmore since 2014. Carrying York, that criminalization of poverty. Racism don't work without black cooperation. We got the first black governor. We got a black mayor. We got a black attorney general. We got a black state's attorney. If you look at your emails, they was pushing the agenda in the Democratic Party to elect black officials so you can get black votes. Well, this is a black truth. That's Westmore. And he got to answer that mail. That's legal mail. I'm a whistleblower on the courts and the criminality in the courts. Yeah. I'm an activist in Baltimore. The best of the best in Baltimore. All right? I'm an activist. I've been in existence since 1986. I picked up the baton of Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman because racism still exists. Slavery still exists. So I was making a documentary showing you about slavery in the 21st century. That's Scott Shellenberger, the new face of old Jim Crow. The 13th Amendment. He uses the 13th Amendment to incarcerate, to steal, to enhance his political career. That's against the law to use your position, your office for financial enrichment, and that's what you've been doing. Governor O'Malley created the mob machine. Shellenberger, Greg Bernstein, judges, lawyers, and politicians. And I'm breaking that mob machine down. The making of black America. Henry Gates, you and President Obama sat in a rose garden when the police arrested you at your own house. Well, I was kidnapped. So I want the same thing that you gave Mr. Gates, the making of black America. If Mayor Pugh can go to jail, we both ex-felons. If Pugh can go to jail, Shellenberger can go to jail. That's President Biden. All right? So President Biden got this. Kwesi and Fumi got this. The Maryland Black Caucus got this. We're talking about being black and white America. The 2021 Weaver Award winner, weaving in Baltimore. And I use toilets to do it. Art and activism. That toilet I left in front of the Towson courthouse was all about Scott Shellenberger. He had me locked up to protect his corruption in his machine. I put it all in a book. That's Natalia, Baltimore Teachers Union. That's Brooke Learman. And I need an audit. Bill Ferguson, Corey McRae, y'all got this information. I put it in y'all's hands. Physically put it in your hands. And you've been watching this ever since y'all sat in office. You got 52 members of the Democratic Party going to go to jail. Y'all going to start snitching. That's me and Tony at the Corinthians. Like I said, I put it in a book. That's the Supreme Court. And Luke Clippinger has this. Luke Clippinger has this. Y'all took me off the ballot in 2014. You took me off the ballot in 2022. I was making a movie about your prison industry and the money you make off of it. That's Rob Fix, my producer. And that's the toilet. The toilet is a trademark. That's me, Brent Jones, Baltimore Sun. The Baltimore Sun, the Waukegan News Sun. WJZ knowingly lied to the public. They called me a terrorist to inflame the public. They called me a terrorist to take away what I was doing. I was making a movie. Shorty documentary. A shorty documentary. The making of black America. It's right here. So Westmore. That's Natasha, Public Defender's Office. That's Ivan Bates, States Attorney's Office. That's Erek Barron, Department of Justice. That's Audrey Carrion, Chief Administrative Judge. That's Embry. She got this too. And this is your Democratic Party. It's all in the email. Ivan Bates, you're going to take an oath of office on January 3rd. Yeah, I've been making this movie since forever. See that? Xavier Conway. I was making a movie. And these are the movies. The First Amendment. Letters to Zion. Get Shorty. Baltimore Rewired. Letters to My President. Being Black and White America. Trading Places. Shellenberger and Shorty. Governor Hogan, the new George Wallace. That's Governor Hogan. He won't be running for president. He's going to be running from a federal indictment. Robert Hur. Erek Barron. Y'all can't use y'all's office to shield the corruption in Governor Hogan's administration. That's the Maryland State Board of Elections. You see that? Y'all got that. We talking about voter suppression in the 21st century. That's the Department of Justice, Erek Barron. He had that since last year, over a year. Erek Barron been using his office to shield that corruption. That's Peter Franco. I asked for audit. We talking about $250 million. That's Ivan Bates. He got that when? The first of the month. Ivan Bates is an officer of the court. He's supposed to act on the information. If he doesn't act on the information, that means he can be criminally charged and disbarred. He can't use his position of power to shield the corruption. That's Anthony Brown. He's part of the Dream Team. See, when he got it, they both got it on the same day. Shorty, pull your mask up? No. We want those criminal charges against Scott Shellenberger. And these is the criminal charges. So Westmore, it's the Westmore and Shorty show. The world is watching, and I'm going to give them something to see. That's Wednesday, March 1st. Today's March 2nd. Tomorrow's March 3rd. It marks the anniversary of my activism. You see that? That's Kathy. You said you took an oath to defend the Constitution. To defend the Constitution. Well, this is the Constitution, and it's my First Amendment right. Making a movie about slavery in the 21st century. Making a movie about Scott Shellenberger, the new face of old Jim Crow. Everything Scott Shellenberger touched since 2006 is going to be reversed and remanded. Because we're going to the Supreme Court about this. And Clippinger, you got to do your job. You can't use your position of power to protect Scott Shellenberger. You're the Judiciary Committee. You feel me? You got evidence. Making a movie all about Scott Shellenberger. That's my property you took. That's evidence. That's Governor O'Malley. These are activists in Baltimore. And I'm an activist. Tawanda Jones, Devin Allen, Condell. I'm an activist in Baltimore. That's Bilal. That's Kurt Anderson. I'm a weaver in Baltimore. I'm weaving a better Baltimore. Scott Shellenberger kidnapped me on the day my mother died from cancer. So this ain't about money. It's about principle. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? Or is Jim Crow still alive?